Shalom Aleichem Rabotai, this is Rabbi Kovacs, and Mishnah Yomi is continuing in the fourth chapter of Pesachim at the fourth Mishnah. Makom shenahagu, familiar phrase, in a place where the custom is lechol tzli beleli Pesachim, to eat roasted meat on the night of Pesach at the Pesach Seder. Ochlin, they may do so. Makom shenahagu shelo lechol ein ochlin, but a place where the minhag is not to eat roast, any kind of roast, not just roasted lamb, but roasted chicken as well. We do not eat roast on the night of Pesach. Now, we're not learning halacha lema'aseh in the Mishnah, but it seems from the Shulchan Aruch that the minhag everywhere is not to eat roast, and there's some sort of concern that because the Korban Pesach was roasted, that instead of saying Zecher the Korban Pesach, somebody might point to the meat on their Pesach Seder table and say Korban Pesach, and accidentally or, mistakenly turn their meat into sacrificial meat by force of neder, and that's not a good idea, so it's a bit dangerous. The Gemara brings there were certain places, like Todos in Rome, allowed it, but other places did not allow it, so consult your local Orthodox rabbi if somebody roasts something for the Pesach Seder. Now the Mishnah brings another minhag about Yom Tov, Makom shenahagu lahadlik et haner belele Yom Kippurim, a place where were accustomed to light candles right before Yom Kippur, madlikin, you should light candles. Makom shenahagu shelo lahadlik ein madlikin. And vice versa, a place where the minhag is not to light candles, don't light candles. Now, interestingly, both places intended to prevent something wrong. They said on Yom Kippur, it's not allowed for a husband and wife to live together normally, intimately. So if we don't light candles, then they're not going to see each other, and they won't come to do that. And so they had that kavanah for not lighting candles, and then the kavanah is if you do light candles, then it's not allowed to do that with the candles on, with the lights on. So therefore, they had good intentions both ways. Mishnah continues, Madlikin b'teken hasiyot v'darshiyot. But on Yom Kippur, we do light candles in the Beit Knesset, in the Beis Midrash. There were certain places had a minhag also that people would spend the night in the Beit Knesset, Beit Midrash, though we don't typically sleep there. And we do make light lamps in the dark alleys for safety, and near sick people so that they can be attended to and taken care of. Now for Mishnah Hey, Makom shenahagu, a place where the custom is lasot malacha b'Tisha B'Av, where people do work on the 9th day of Av, the day of national fasting and mourning. Osin, you could do malacha there, you could work there. Makom shenahagu lo lasot malacha ein osin, a place where the custom is not to work Tisha B'Av, we do not work Tisha B'Av. B'kol makom, and in every place, Talmidei chachamim b'teilim, a Talmid chacham should not do work. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel omer le'olam ya'aseh adam atzmo Talmid chacham. Rashbag says you should always make yourself into a Talmid chacham. Now, the interesting thing is that the diuk you can learn from here is he doesn't say pretend to be a Talmid chacham. He doesn't say act like a Talmid chacham and be stringent. He says make yourself into a Talmid chacham, where he's hinting at learn the Mishnah Yomi. If you know the Mishnayot, you're a Talmid chacham. Learn the Daf Yomi. You learn Chumash with Rashi. Do whatever you can do to make yourself more of a Talmid chacham. And it's something we learn at the beginning of Mesilas Yesharim. He says that limud, that Torah, meviad lidei zehirut, that you have to know the Torah to be careful about the laws of the Torah. So the first step is to actually amass knowledge. So I think that's what Rashbag is hinting at here. Not pretend to be a Talmid Chacham and be machmir. Make yourself into a Talmid Chacham. That's ya'aseh adam atzmo Talmid Chacham. Literally, make yourself into a Talmid Chacham. The Mishnah continues, Chachamim omrim, B'Yehuda, the Chachamim continue, B'Yehuda hayu osin malacha b'arvi Pesachim ad chatzot. In Yehuda, that's Judah, that region around Jerusalem, they would do work on Erev Pesach up until midday. That was the subject of the first Mishnah in this chapter. B'Golil lo hayu osin kol ikar. In Golil, they would not do work at all. So here it sounds like they're arguing on the first Mishnah in the chapter. They're saying there was actually an enactment. It wasn't dependent on the local custom of that city or town. It was an enactment in all of Yehuda they could work, and all of Galil they could not. The Mishnah concludes, V'halayla, and the night before, that's the night 24 hours before your Pesach Seder, Beit Shammai Osrim, Beit Shammai says we don't do malacha, then that's the time for Bedikat Chametz, recall from the first parak. Beit Hillel Matirim Al Chanetzach Haman, Beit Hillel allows doing work until the very morning, even in Galil. Yashar Kochachem, be well.